Hi calculus students, sorry I couldn't be here today. I wanted to give you this little video so that in case you get stuck and I'm not there to answer questions, you should be able to get through this activity. So I thought I would just walk through the first problem with you just so you could kind of watch the steps as they unfold. So on your Chromebooks, first you want to make sure you go to the website www.geogebra.org. Once you're there, you're going to click on Downloads. And then you have like all these different options. Since we're using Chromebooks, we're going to go ahead and click where it says Chrome app. And then now, here's another side note. When you log into your Chromebooks, make sure you log in using your student Gmail account. If you log in using your student Gmail account, then when you click on Chrome app, you should see a button that says Visit Website. If that button's not there, then what you need to do is log into the Chromebook using your student Gmail account. Okay, so then this should show up. You would click on that, and then it takes you to the GeoGebra screen. So the first thing you're going to do is find the input bar, which is right over here, and you're going to type in the equation for that first problem, which was y equals x squared. So we use the little caret thing, y equals x squared minus 3. And we see the graph here. Now also, if you want to move this graph around, you can click on this little axis symbol and kind of move it so you can see a little bit better. Okay, so we get that in there. So then just notice that over here it gave your equation a letter name, C, letter name. So what we can do now, because I want to go ahead and put a point on this graph, so we could enter this equation in here. We can enter B equals a point on the graph of C. And once I type that in there, now see your input might give you a different letter. They use different letters. Sometimes they call it f of x. Whatever they call your equation, you just put that letter name in here and then you'd have a point on the graph. So what this means is you can click on this arrow icon right here and you can move, oops, sorry, I didn't mean to move that. Click on the arrow icon and you can just move the point around, but notice it never goes off of the function. So B is a point that is stuck on the graph of y equals x squared minus 3. This is important. Whee! Okay, so there's my point B. Now what I want to do is I want to get a line tangent to the graph of y equals x squared minus 3 at point B. So you're going to find this fourth icon, so 1, 2, 3, 4, fourth icon right there. Click on it and you have all these options. We're going to do a tangent. So then what it says here is select point or line, then circle or function. So there's the point, there's the function. We click on the point first, then the function, and then the tangent line appears. So let's have a little bit of fun with this. Let's move our point around. You can see that as I go to different points on the graph, my tangent line has different slopes. The slopes change depending on where I am on the graph. Sometimes the slopes are really gradual, like right here. That's a very gradual slope. But sometimes they're very, very steep. Like if I go over to like 2.5, all of a sudden I have a really steep slope. Sometimes my slopes are negative if I'm on the left of 0, and then right at 0 my slope is 0. So anyways, you see all these different slopes. Well, if you put that together, if you were to collect all of those points together, you would get another function. So let's do that now. So here is the important part. So now we're going to create a point, an ordered pair, that has the same x-coordinate as the function, the same x-coordinate as the point B does. So it's got the same x-coordinate as the original graph. But the y-coordinate is going to be the slope of that tangent line. Now notice here they named my tangent line F. See right there, they called it F. So what I'm going to do is type in that letter F into these parentheses. Okay, so what I have here is a point that has the same x-coordinate as the graph of y equals x squared minus 3. So the same x-coordinate as this point here. But the y value is the slope of this line. So it looks like the slope of this line is 2. Okay, now for the fun part. So I need you to select this box. Select this box. You're going to click over here on this little triangle circle icon. Click on the settings. Make sure this is highlighted. Mine is right now. And so now I'm going to turn the trace on. I'm going to turn the trace on. Okay. Now, go back to the arrow. Now we're going to move this point B, and as I do that, I'm now collecting, I am now collecting all of these points, all of these different points that have the same x coordinate as B, but now the y values are the slopes of the line's tangent at B. Like, for example, notice here, as soon as I pass 0, notice how my slope suddenly became negative. Now my y value is negative. The further to the left I go, the steeper the negative slope is, so my y value is a lower and lower and lower negative. Meanwhile, on the right side, the more to the right I go, my slope gets steeper and steeper and steeper, so my y value of this set gets steeper and steeper and steeper. And it creates a whole nother function. There's definitely a relationship going on here. This is one specific function. In fact, what this function is, what we have just done is we've just traced in the graph of the derivative of x squared minus 3. Because what is the derivative? The derivative is the slope of the tangent line. And that's what all of these y coordinates are. They're all the different slopes of all the different tangent lines at each of these coordinates along the graph of y equals x squared minus 3. Okay, so now your job is to make a guess. What do you think the equation of this function is? Make a guess. And then what you're going to do on your handout is you're going to actually walk through the formal definition of the derivative with this equation, y equals x squared minus 3, to find what the derivative of x squared minus 3 is, get the equation for that derivative function, and that equation should give you the equation of this graph. So I want you to make a guess at it first, and then find it formally using the formal definition of the derivative. Now also what you're going to have to do is submit a picture of this onto Canvas. So you're going to take a screenshot. I have directions for that in your handout on how to do that with a Chromebook. I'm not on a Chromebook right now, so I can't show you here. So for that part, you'll just have to use the instructions that are typed for you. You're going to do 4 of these all together. This is the first one. And so you'll submit all 4 pictures on Canvas, and then you'll do the work for all 4 of them to find the actual derivative using the formal definition. And hopefully you notice a pattern, because we like to have you guys notice patterns that we're going to learn about in your video tonight. And I will see you on Monday. Have an awesome weekend. Bye.